Great job, guys. Oh, that was so much fun today. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. Thanks for the support.
Get in there, Lewis. That's it, mate. That's the 100. Hats off to you there, mate. That was just epic. Absolutely.
It's such a proud moment for me, man.
Well done, mate. I think that was going to have to work harder than that.
Congratulations, guys.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Still we rise, guys. Still we rise.
Hello everyone. We are back with our Can-Am commentary for Season 10, Tier 2. We have got a few new drivers on the grid for this season around. We've got a couple of drivers, or at least one driver back of Tin Man the Rowdy. He has come back after, I believe it was a season away, or roughly half a season away. It's great to see him back in the Tier 2 spotlight. We've also got Kenny, who I believe is Icy, who is a former driver who is back on the grid once again this season. We've got Flyer DJ and Aero Knight, both who are new drivers as well. We've got RUF1 William as well, who is also new to Tier 2 this season. Let's have a look at these current laps. We've been sat on board Jay so far in the McLaren, a new team for him this season around. He was at Haas last season, I believe. Before I get this wrong, he is currently one of the Tier 2. Let me double check, where has that disappeared to? Yeah, he is last season's Constructors Champion with Haas and Jensen, who won the championship and moved up to Tier 1 for this season. So good luck to him in that division. Will be quite difficult, but should be well enough to adjust to it. So we've got the two McLarens currently 1 and 2 in this early part of qualifying. 5 minutes gone so far, 13 to go. We've got Edgar in the Alpine on a lap about to cross the line. What will it be? Up to 6th so far, or 110.5. A fairly close grid on this opening opening race of the season so far. So it's only Alex and Tin Man not to set a lap so far. So we've got Buddha coming in, Will currently up in 5th. Another good start to qualifying for him since the last time he was in the car. Actually, I believe Will has come back after a season, or just under a season out. I'm sure someone will happily correct me if that is wrong, and no doubt it is, to be fair. Too many drivers have come and gone recently. Quite a few changes this season as well with the lineups. So a few new names to get used to, a fair few drivers coming back once again. So who will come out on top in the open qualifying session? Who will come out on top in 16 races time? It is hopefully going to be a close championship, a fairly... and that is the worst time to go on board with a driver. That is unfortunate. Poor McLeod having a moment on the out lap. Still 10 minutes so he's able to get back in the pits and change that front wing for a push lap in a little while's time. So, who is the closest to starting their lap? Okay, Tin Man is going to be starting his lap any moment now. So here we go then with Tin Man. We're going to sit on board for hopefully all of his lap as he goes through the opening two corners of this Canadian track of Gilles Villeneuve. A difficult part here of turns 3 and 4 easily can invalidate your lap through there and possibly take some time from what you've got. A decent opening sector by the looks of it for Tin Man. He's flying through turns 8 and 9, I want to say, through the hairpin down towards the longest straight on the circuit now. DRS wide open as we head towards the final two corners, and Tin Man is looking fairly good through here. How will he do here through possibly the most difficult part of the track? A tight left right and up close towards the World Champions, and it is a 13-3 for Tin Man in, well, just above his teammate at the minute, who's on an out lap currently. So there is definitely time there for the Red Bull driver at the minute. 8.5 to go. He's got some time to get in and out again, but still a fairly close grid at the minute. A couple of drivers in the 13s. Aero in the 119s at the moment, but has actually just started a second flying lap as we head round turns 5 and 6. Nice amount of time up at the minute, so could this be the lap that pushes Aero into potentially the top 10, exception just smashing a 109.6. He does go quicker than Alex in the Haas, who currently has a 109.9, and these times are just rapid at the moment from some of these drivers. It's quite impressive, absolutely smashing it first qualifying of the season. Aero coming through the final two corners, DRS to be reopened now, and down towards the start finish line. He goes into 5th, a 110.4, and Mike smashes in a 110.2 straight away. Jay then going a 109.8, so the two McLarens taking qualifying by storm currently. So we need to try and jump on a driver quickly. Who will it be? McLeod coming back across the line. Will he improve on his previous time into the top 10? And it's a 10.7. Not a lot separating him and Clint. Al is extremely close, around 60-ish milliseconds separating himself and Clint in P11. We are going to have some close battles in this race for positions. The top three separated by only 3 tenths. William improving his time but staying in 4th at the moment. This could well be one of our closest seasons for a long time. Alex will coming towards the back straight now. DRS open in a moment in the Ferrari, heading towards the final two corners and the Wall of Champions. How will he go? Currently in ninth place at 1:10.5, coming across the line any moment now. It is going to be a 1:09.9 up into fourth place, half a second quicker than his previous time. And he nicks in front of his teammate by barely anything. Alex once again setting timing screens alight, just milliseconds ahead of Exception in second place, 4 milliseconds separating those two drivers at the minute. These two are on a mission this season to hopefully take each other to a whole new level of head-to-heads this year, because Alex, he looked really strong last year, had some absolutely fantastic races, some fantastic qualifying results as well, a fair few pole positions for the Haas driver last year, or wasn't in the Haas last year, he is actually in a new team this year, is Alex. And Maverick has gone and set a purple sector 2. He's currently in 17th place, a 1:11.6. Where can he go with this lap? He's, well, matched the top couple of drivers in sector 2. Through the final couple of corners we go, and he goes from 17th to 14th, 6/10 up on his previous time, so he will be happy with that. 14th place, currently a couple of tenths off Coach. 3.5 minutes to go. It's gonna be tough. I'm not sure. Well, he could have had enough fuel in for a couple of laps. I'm not. Some drivers like to do that towards the end of qualifying. Others prefer to go out with as little fuel as possible. So that is funny so far. I see 2 and a bit temps up through sector 1 at the minute. We need to find who is closest to the finishing their lap. So it is actually DJ in the Sauber at the minute, currently 18th fastest. So what can he do through here? And he heads in to the pits. We've got the RB. No, it is Aero just starting a lap, maybe. No, but he has gone 3/10 up on his previous time. He is flying so far. We will jump back on board Aero in a minute as Coach comes towards the start-finish line, 13th at the minute. Where would he go? He's made some time up, but does stay in 13th place at the minute. Right, where is Aero? Oh, he did make some time up into 6th place. We unfortunately missed the tail end of his lap, but plenty of drivers starting what looks to be their final laps in qualifying. So we've got Will so far, William a 10.5 up. He is flying. He's going to be the 5th driver into the 109s if he keeps us up at the minute. We're going to stay on board for the time being because Alex, Exception and Jay are other potential pole sitters there, all on outlaps. We'll see where they are in a minute. Looks like so Adam's just gone across the line. Exception's just gone across the line. Jay's just gone across the line to start his lap, and now Alex are all starting their laps now. We are watching William come round the final corner now. He will go across the line, currently a 1:10.0, up into top 3 with a 1:09.7. A very, very good lap time so far. Jay a little bit down on his time through sector 1. Alex so far looking good through this opening part of the lap. Exception has a little bit of traffic with the Red Bull ahead. He's gonna have to make the most of this DRS and tow, but it is Adam 1:10.8 so far in 13th, 12th place. Exception's about to cross the line. Will he make any time? He goes pole position with a 1:09.6. Jay is next across the line. Alex will go after him and takes pole position back by just 11 milliseconds in this first qualifying session of the season. And that is extremely close from the two drivers. Clint going wide, going as close to the pit wall as possible on the exit of the final corner. Aero will be the last driver across the line, not actually on a lap at the minute though. But that is one close qualifying for the opening round of the season. Exception and Alex separated by 10 milliseconds. Unbelievable. So Alex on pole, Exception in second, William in third, one of the new drivers into the top 3 early on in the season. And the Ferrari team will be very, very happy with that so far. We will be back for the race in a moment. See you all very, very shortly. Here we go then for the formation lap. What will Tier 2 bring us to? Last season we had, from what I remember, a bit of a crazy, I think it was last season. But in previously, we've had a couple of crazy crashes here. Can't remember if it was last season or the season before. What will Canada bring us this time? What will the Tier 2 drivers bring us this time around? Alex and Exception look to be probably the two favourites going into this race for at least this race win, going by their qualifying order. Alex probably could well have, he still has the pace that he did last season, could well be in the hunt for the title this season around. Exception though isn't any sort of let's put it easily, won't exactly let Exception, won't exactly let Alex drive down the road easily. He will try and stay on his tail as much as possible. Who are we waiting on here? It is Flyer just getting to the back of the grid now. So, we are now waiting for the 5 points. Here we go then, and we are off for this new season of Can-Am, and it is Exception versus Alex into turn 1, but it is William who pulls out in second place, gets the move on just before an Exception moves the place at the start. That was unfortunate for him. Not making a move at 6th place. William scraping the wall there on turn 5 and 6. That is not ideal early on in the race, but it is enough so far to, well, he's done enough so far, sorry, to head away from Exception to the 1.1 second gap between himself and 3rd place, gaining on Alex at the minute 7.5 tenths. He has pulled a little bit away, but there is your strategy guide of a hard medium or a hard medium soft medium, I think it was, not quite sure what the alternative strategy was, but we'll see what everyone's starting on quickly anyway. Oh yeah, my bad. What a flipping melt. Yeah, thank you, Dave. I forgot to switch that back over. Right, let's get this up. Unfortunately, no crazy crashes that you missed. Until we have a yellow flag. It is Aeronite, unfortunately, dropping off the back of the pack a small bit there. And 5 seconds behind Maverick. Easily to pull back through the straight down here. He has actually brought some back already, so we'll see how he gets on shortly. It is though still Alex and William in the top 2. There we go, there's your strategies again. So it is a hard medium, medium, or a hard soft medium, medium. William with a 3-second penalty already in the first 3 laps of the race. That is gonna be costly towards the end of it. So 5 tenths behind minute towards Alex, but yeah, will he have the pace to try and get past towards near the pit stops at least, or try and undercut on Alex to cancel that 3 seconds out. We are watching currently Exception and his teammate Jay in two McLarens with Buddha, Mike both behind as well. What is gonna happen here? Is Buddha going for the move round the outside of the hairpin there? He did just sneak slightly ahead, but he is now fully ahead of one of the McLarens of Jay. They are both going to have DRS throw on Exception. What is going to happen here? Is Exception going to get eaten alive down towards the braking zone? He has indeed. That is unfortunate. And oh my god. And Jay has just been completely dismantled into the final corner there. I believe it was Buddha that killed Jay on final corner. Coming out final corner, he got pushed in to World of Champions. But it was a quite good battle. It went side by side. 8 Exception alive into the braking zone. Got past fairly alright, side by side going into the final one, and then that was it, contact, and one into the wall, one carried on. So, full safety car. while safety car is out for another lap, let's have a quick look at the calendar going forward for the rest of the season. So, as you are all aware, it is Canada today. Then we go into our first sprint of the season in COTA for the circuit of Texas for the circuit of the Americas, and then we head to Azerbaijan for a street race round probably one of the most difficult circuits on the calendar, and then surprisingly we have another sprint race in week 4, so in the Netherlands. And then there is no sprint race for what I can see to be pretty much 8 weeks of Australia, China, Emilia and Japan for the first 4 of those weeks, and then Abu Dhabi, Bahrain, Saudi and Hungary for the second block of the 4 races. Is no sprints there, but equally interesting and hopefully exciting races. It looks like though we are off to start this race again, so let's get over there and get to start this. Here we go then. Alex leads the pack away, Exception back into second, Buddha in third, Mike in fourth, Edgar, Adam, Clint, Coach, William made a stop and is down to 9th place at the minute. Frenny, Icy, Will, Tim Man, Aero, McLeod, Mr. G, Maverick and Flyer rounding off the drivers starting in this restart. So, quick look at the positions gained. Franny is so far the big winner in this race, jumping from pretty much the back of the grid into, having a battle there. Let's have a look at that. Franny, Will and Ken and Icy all having a little battle here in the mid-pack of this, down towards the final couple of corners. It is Will looking for the inside line, gets past, has a bit of a lock up, makes some contact with Franny, who loses an end plate on his racing ball there, and that is unfortunate. We've got a few more cars there in the background. This looks to be a great battle. There's some Will touching between the two, and Will gets spun around and down to the back of the grid he goes. He unfortunately got spun by looks of it from Kenny. Not ideal. Not ideal from the Aston Martin driver and the Ferrari driver, but it happens. One of those things, not really anything either driver could have done too much there. So William is making moves. He's up into the top 6 now. Just got past Clint, as we saw, round the hairpin, down towards the don't even know what turn numbers that is, but it is the final 2 into the Water Champions on the exit of the final corner. Takes it nicely, gaining a nice amount of time on Edgar ahead of him. Would he be passed by turn 1? Not quite close enough this time around, but does tuck in nicely behind. So Edgar is closing in on Mike and Mercedes there. What can happen into the next DRS? Will Mike still be within DRS range of the top 3? Buddha has actually dropped out of DRS of Alex, so it is him against Exception and everyone else behind. Exception though just dropping out, will have DRS who can gain back in, jump back into it. Oh, a huge lock up by Edgar there, trying to defend from Woodington. It is gonna be close into the hairpin. He will have DRS into probably the one way to defend, I suppose. Park it straight across the track so no one can get past. Edgar keeps, keeps P5, gets overtaken by Kendo in Williams, who's now into fourth place because Exception jumps into the pits. I'm surprised a few of the leaders didn't go a little bit earlier in this race and try and get try and go elsewhere. Piss off with that camera angle, it's annoying. Honestly. Yeah, I'm surprised a few of the leaders didn't go in on the safety car, try and maybe change their strategies a little bit to the race situation. Although with it being quite early on, it kind of makes sense on why they did stay out as well. So Buddha closing the gap to Alex. How will he get on down the DRS? Not much. 38 equal on the battery side of things there as Alex jumps into the pits on lap 11 of this race to get rid of them medium tyres, and possibly for the hard we will stay on board. Going for the hard for the minute, will he stay on them? Well, yeah, no, definitely won't stay on them to the end. It is 24 laps to go. Would be one hell of a stint if we did, but definitely worth the 2 stop out here. The undercut works extremely well as well. I think that's why Exception went for it when he did to a certain extent, although where Alex has come out, or Exception's got caught in a fair bit of traffic on his way out the pits. That's unfortunate. Alex has already gained a position since coming out the pits, is into P9 already, dropped down to P10. So a big stint on the way for the Haas driver. Exception, after starting in the top 3, has hit a little bit of traffic, struggling slightly on this newer tyre that he's put on, I believe 3 laps ago, but let's just double check. 2 laps ago, sorry. So yeah, he went in the lap before, Alex. And it's not really helped him too much. Where is one of our closest battles? Exception is going to have DRS. How? Got past extremely quickly on them much fresher hard tyres. Now to charge down Maverick for him. Hopefully, for Exception's sake, he will get it done fairly quickly. Has aero on the back of him. At least, unfortunately, gone, I'd say wide, but had to slow down quite a bit to make that corner. 1.2 seconds is the gap. Coach is only half a second at the minute behind McLeod for 5th place at the moment. A bit of a tire deficit between these two drivers though. McLeod pitting, I believe, under the safety car for these hard tyres. So, what is the battle going to be like between these two? Coach, one of the former Tier 1 drivers, come over to Tier 2 midway through last season, so has a bit of a point to prove here in Tier 2, saying pretty much just wants to say he can still do it, and is one of definitely seems one of the wiser drivers in Tier 2 as well. Knows when to pick and choose his battles. Into 5th at the minute as Adam hits from the top 5 for medium tyres. He's gone the other tyre strategy compared to his teammate. So I wonder how that will play out for Adam. Down to 12th though, so a fair bit of work to do to regain a few positions. Isn't far behind Edgar either, so DRS is definitely on the agenda for a Haas driver in that stage, well, in the next couple of corners. But we are here with Coach and Alex. A huge amount of work to do for Coach. Locks up into the hairpin, that's unfortunate. It brings Alex much closer, heading down to the DRS zone. Just moves over, knows this one isn't the battle to fight for this race anyway, or this part of the race at least. Jump on board towards the top 3 for us at the moment. We have got Clint and Mike in the Williams and the Mercedes at the minute. How is this going to play out? Will Clint be able to gain back some time? Jump back into the DRS. It's not able to be done this time around. That's unfortunate for him. With McLeod though, has got DRS, and with Alex just behind, this is a battle that may not last too long between the Sauber and the Haas driver. Although a virtual safety car, I believe. So a few jumping into the pits now with William Clint, Coach, all opting to change their tyres with losing limited time for as limited time as possible, really. Back racing, it is Alex into second place. He got past McLeod extremely quickly there, already got a second advantage almost on the Sauber driver, and DJ has retired in the pits. That's unfortunate race for him today, not the start he would have wanted with Sauber. But it is early days in the season, and he can always, there's always Circuit of the Americas next week that he can come back stronger too. head towards, it is once again Alex. He is gonna, oh, he's just flying around at the minute on these hard tyres. In the hat at the minute, driving the absolute wheels off that car, just taking every car ahead of him by absolute storm, with Mike defending the inside line at the minute. Is he going to do enough? He has this time round. Oh, Alex is going to get, he's got past. Did he get DRS? I'm not sure which driver got it at that moment in time. Wasn't able to see properly. I believe it was Mike. What we will find out. It was Alex who got the DRS. That is a huge advantage, being out in front at the minute. Just absolutely leaving the Mercedes behind him. He's disappeared already. He's going to be second, almost a second and a half as we hit turn 1. That is, he is unbelievable once again this season. He's absolutely flying. William Clint setting the fastest lap. That changed the quick. Hate that camera, get it off. Exception back into P5. A difficult start for him so far. Started in top, started second, I believe, was his position. A tough start, got overtaken pretty quickly into turn 1. A tough moment, trying to fight back, held up in traffic. Now in 5th, there is plenty of time though for this McLaren driver to make it back towards a podium position. Plenty of drivers though ahead of him do have time penalties. So Mike jumping into the pits now as well, off to get rid of those fairly old tyres. How old? Oh, I'm not quite sure, I missed it. It's too slow, that one. So, McLeod up 8 places so far. Coach up 7. They are some of the biggest gainers this race. They've had some fantastic drives so far. William, I believe, is out 1 place at the minute as well, so a decent debut for him at the minute. Who have we not seen too much of so far? I don't really want to come off this battle for 3rd place at the minute. McLeod, Exception, Clint, 2 of the drivers with DRS heading towards the final couple of corners. Is Exception going to make a move? He has. He is up back into the podium positions. Just William in his way at the minute. Clint making the move as well on McLeod, getting a slightly better exit as we saw in the background there, and made what looked to be a fairly simple pass in the end for Clint. McLeod wasn't able to do too much, just didn't seem to have the grip on exit at the final corner. Adam has had a moment and a safety car. Wait, is it a safety car? Yeah, it is a second safety car race. How will this turn the fortunes of some of the drivers here? it is definitely. Well, Alex has jumped into the pits. Williams stays out this time around for the moment. He will now catch up and we wait for the others out, and that's about it. Not much else we can really do. So, safety car, as we saw just there, will be in this lap. We will be underway for the final 12 laps of this race in the next 10 seconds or so. It will be William this time leading us away for the restart, followed by Alex, who is actually on fresher tyres as we head towards the start-finish line. Only 5 laps fresher at the moment. Exception and Clint both on fresher mediums as well. Dan William on the 7-lap-old tyres. Well, 8-lap-old now. Buddha on way older hard tyres. That is going to be a struggle to keep them going for another 11 laps of racing. This could well be tough. Clint with a 3-second penalty, that is going to be costly to his end of the race. That could see him completely out of a podium shot, depending on how well he can deal with the cars behind or his teammate of Buddha. Exception ahead in P3, and it all depends on how well William can deal with a absolute rapid Haas driver of Alex at the minute. He's just on at this rate. If there was no safety cars, he probably would have run away with this race quite a bit. In all honesty, he's just so quick once again this season. Those older hard tyres not exactly doing what the Ferrari driver wants at the moment. Not exactly got warm enough when he needed them to. Exception gets past now. Clint is very close behind. Buddha is actually doing decent. Looks decently quick at the minute as well on even older hard tyres. So at the minute working for one driver, not quite working for the other on the 9 and 12 lap old tyres. So Exception struggling to pull away from William at the minute. The DRS just somewhat saving the Ferrari driver at the minute. Not helping, not exactly doing Clint any favours with his teammate of Buddha just behind. That confused me for a moment because they're both running different Williams liveries. So Clint can stay within the DRS, that will help him. If Buddha can stay on the DRS, that will be a bigger bonus to him. And he's got McLaren on 8 lap fresher tyres, a big difference there for 5th and 6th place. McLeod is going to probably... Oh, we've got a virtual safety car at the minute. I think McLeod's had a bit of a moment coming out of the hairpin and not exactly... Oh, maybe not McLeod, but William has boxed for new tyres. So is Coach Aero and Fernie, all on fresh tyres. All the drivers just pitting have gone intermediates, with the exception of Tin Man going on a fresh set of mediums and Maverick going... Wait, Maverick's on 6 lap old softs. And the other Aston Martin going on mediums. Icy or Kenny, whichever way you want to see it as. So the VCS is gone. We are back fully racing. I am a bit perplexed as to why. Oh, there we go. I see the rain now. So Alex has stayed out. He's going to take the gamble and stay on. What point is that rear view camera when there's no bloody car behind? What is the point? It would have been great if you was battling someone. Could have done with that in lap one. Deary me. So McLeod, Buddha, Edgar, all in range of a podium here, but it is currently the advantage to McLeod and Buddha. Buddha still pulling those old hards the long way round. 15 lap old hard to currently double the age of McLeod. They're both staying out. They've gone side by side into the second class corner. It is McLeod that comes out on top in that fight round the final two. Mr. G with unfortunately a 3-second penalty. That is exactly not what he wanted this race. We have got loads of penalties in this race. So it is McLeod, Buddha, William, Freddie, Mr. G, Maverick and Icy all on 6 seconds of time penalties, with Coach Clint and Edgar on 3 seconds of penalties. Oh, and Mike as well for 3 seconds. So a bit of a jumble come the end of the race, no doubt. Let's see how it is from the driver's view at the minute. Let's jump on board Mike and look at it up close. And that is, and our visibility is fairly good at the minute. So he's going to make a move. We are in the perfect position to see that happen. A decent move from the Mercedes driver. Clint with a 3-second time penalty as well. That is not ideal. Unfortunate for him, so he could drop a couple of positions and maybe out of the points, all depending on what Will can do and if he can gain a second or so in these final 4 and a bit laps. Just looking for some close cars at the moment. Clint is 9 tenths behind, just flicking between second at the minute. We have, I believe, still got DRS active at the moment. So I'm surprised if DRS is still active, then I'm surprised more drivers aren't on slick tyres. If it's not active, then it makes sense. Oh my days. Someone's does get past Edgar, starting to struggle on those slick tyres a little bit now. The track is getting a much wetter at the minute. It's and Edgar goes slightly wide there, has a moment. It is extremely tough conditions for the time being. Let's jump on board one of these. Let's jump on board with Alex at the minute and see how it is for his car, and then we'll jump on board an intermediate car and see what it's like for them. William has gained so much time on 2 cars ahead of him. The Williams of Buddha is struggling massively on those hard tyres. He's been on them for almost, over half this race, and absolutely smashing it so far. I'm surprised he's managed to take them as far as this, in all honesty. It's a great drive from him so far. William is on an absolute mission at the minute. Intermediate tyres working wonders towards the closing stages of this race. He's got 8 seconds between himself and Alex, but there is only a lap and a half to go. It's going to be tough. He's already gained a second. That is how the time difference at the minute between these 2 sets of tyres is already down to 6.6. This is going to be a fairly close call, I reckon. We'll stay with William here. There's not too many battles going on at the minute from the looks of the time swing. We've got Aero and Clint for 8th and 9th. In fact, actually, Aero was starting to gain. Clint's just got a fantastic exit from there. We've got Edgar now on the fresh intermediates. How quickly will he get past Will? He's pretty much past before we even hit the hairpin. And Buddha with another time penalty. That's unfortunate for him. He's got exceptional, extremely close. He's going to be ahead of him before we get to... I was about to say before we get to the final 2 corners, but he is just ahead as we get towards turn 3 and 4, I believe it was, for exception. Looking on the mini map, we are looking at Edgar though. He did get past Will. He went wide and over the curbs for the exit on the corner there. William is 1.3 seconds behind. He has just got a hairpin, a straight and 2 corners to go. This has been absolutely unbelievable for Alex. He's just not got the grip to stay ahead at the hairpin. William has taken the lead of this race on the final lap. He's got DRS as well, just to rub it in that little bit more that he's got the lead when he did. This has been a very good race to start the season. William is going to take his maiden win of the Okay then, that's one way to cross the line. Fair play. And as expected, all the grid is being a bit jumbled. Few time penalties to take place. We've got Will and Edgar going across the line almost together. No, it was Edgar and Will. Will moves up to P10. Frenny unfortunately drops to 11th place. Edgar stays in 12th. Mr. G, Ice, Tin Man jumps to 13th. Maverick will come across the line in 16th place. So it is Alex that does take the win, inherits the win from William there. That was a fantastic drive for William to overtake the hairpin there. Unfortunate come at the end of the race. But it is Alex as the season opening winner. William on debut on a podium for him and his Ferrari team, and I believe exception in P3 to start the season. What an interesting race. A bit of rain to mix things up a little bit towards the end. And there is the confirmation. It is an unfortunate extra 3 seconds that has cost the Ferrari, but he will be pleased with that race, no doubt. A great debut drive for him, and a fairly non-crazy race. And all the pit stops has been a blimmin' mad one. Hey, Logan, thank you. Oh, how did tier 1 go? Oh dear, what a mad one. Oh dear, right. Thank you everyone. This has been Barco. And this has been Barco with Can-Am Tier 2. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all have a good week and see you next time around. Bye bye.